Georgia voters have crushed turnout records with some 4.3 million votes cast and make history. Democrat Reverend Raphael Warnock winning the U.S. Senate seat, becoming the first black senator elected in Georgia. Senator Loeffler has not conceded. Now, if Democrat Jon Ossoff maintains the lead he has at this moment, the Democrats would take control of the U.S. Senate. We've seen significant changes in the last hours in this race. Ossoff leads incumbent GOP Senator David Perdue by about 16,000 votes, but that's just 0.03%. If elected, Jon Ossoff becomes the nation's youngest senator at 33 years old. Our crew is standing by with team coverage from all across the metro area as the final vote totals continue to come in. We begin with Joe Ripley, who's live in Decatur with more on Reverend Warnock's historic win. Joe, Reverend Warnock talked about being the 11th of 12 children who is now living the American dream.
That's right, Cheryl. And I think that message really resonated with voters here in DeKalb County, a heavily minority populated, heavily Democratic leaning county here as well in DeKalb, having to overcome a few technical issues, which we'll talk about in a moment. They did finish up their count earlier this morning. However, Reverend Warnock putting him over the top of DeKalb County voters, honestly, extending his lead statewide. He had been trailing Senator Loeffler until that final vote count came in from DeKalb County. Warnock has pastored the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church for 15 years. That church made famous by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Besides the millions that were poured into political ads, Warnock also getting a boost in this runoff race from high-profile visits. You had President-elect Joe Biden visiting Atlanta the day before the runoff. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris also campaigning frequently here in Georgia leading into this runoff. Loeffler, you mentioned it, did not concede overnight. She did say every vote must be counted. She will be in D.C. today. Warnock calling his historic journey, quote, improbable, and he promised to fight for Georgians every day in the U.S. Senate.
Every legal vote will be counted, and I'm not going to stop working.
We were told that we couldn't win this election, but tonight we prove that with hope, hard work, and the people by our side, anything is possible.
I mentioned that technical issue here in DeKalb County elections workers had to deal with. 19,000 ballots had to be counted by hand. Of course, they had those paper backups. Still working to learn what exactly that technical issue was, but election workers were able to pull off the task overnight, finishing the counting around 4:30 this morning. We were inside the elections office taking a look at the process. Workers able to process tens of thousands of absentee ballots 2 weeks before election night. That was a new requirement by the Secretary of State's office, and it did speed up the vote counting. The results still have to be certified, but it appears Warnock has gotten a sizable lead and will avoid that automatic recount threshold of 0.5 percentage point.
Joe, you're absolutely right. It certainly sped things up to open up those absentee ballots a little earlier.